Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Late Night Talks.
And today we have our first guest. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ethan Vang.
This is Nick Shaughnessy.
And we've been friends since elementary. And we've been knowing each other for a very long time.
Wait, hold on. But before we get into who they are, let's introduce ourselves because this is our first time.
Oh, yeah.
Letting everybody know who we are and see
Yes.
how good looking or ugly we look.
Uh-huh.
But Nevin, why don't you start?
Hey, I'm Nevin. I'm one of your hosts for this podcast.
And then my name is Mong Zhang, and then I am the other host for the Late Night Talks podcast. So now that you got to know who we are, how did we meet each other, Nick and Ethan?
Well, Nevin and I met newcomers 5th grade, Little Canada Elementary. I was like, who's this emo kid? Point them out, sat next to each other, and it was it after that, all right?
Okay, do you know why we had to sit next to each other?
Didn't one of us get moved after getting in trouble or something?
Yeah. I think I got in trouble, and then I had to sit next to you, and then we were starting to talk funny shit and saying some weird shit, and then we just started getting close from there. But yeah, continue.
I think we became friends because I plagiarized an entire book report. Literally just wrote down word for word one book, like it was about how to make peanut butter or something like that. And all of a sudden, Miss Smith pulls me aside. This is the best book report I've ever written. Looked at the book and copied word for word every single sentence. So I picked it up pretty easily.
Okay,
and Nevin supported me.
Okay. Then how did you meet Ethan?
That was more just friends of friends, because you were always in different classes.
Yeah. I think me and Nick really connected. I think it was 7th grade when we decided that our elementary kind of gang wanted to start hanging out at our old elementary school, catch up and just kind of hang out. And that's where a lot of us really reconnected. During middle school, I feel like a lot of us kind of started branching out a little bit, but middle school is definitely where we came back together.
I think that kind of relating back to the other episode that we had, I think it goes back to, the topic that we had talked about, which was, how do you keep a good friend group, or how do you keep a good relationship with people you always had? And I think that with Ethan and Nick, especially, I think with you two and then some of our other friends that we'll eventually invite into this podcast too. But I think that having you two and then, going through basically going through school, all the way until high school, and then we all graduate together. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't have compared to us, right? And so I think that especially when, when we go to college, we still, even though we go to different colleges and we're still in the metro city here in Minnesota, we still get to meet up and we still get to hang out with each other and, still hang out with each other pretty much. I think that's one of the benefits of having a really good and tight friend group like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess to get things started with, some of the stuff that, our podcast would really aim towards, which is, the theme of our goal, again, to remind everyone is that, we're talking about topics about, how to, or things that you would think about before either going to sleep or just go on a cruise at night or something like that.
Yeah.
And,
so one thing that kept me up, I kept thinking about, was it on Monday or Sunday? It was, and I know you're going to like this topic, it was Detroit versus Lions. Oh, no, it was, Lions versus Cowboys, the controversy. Okay, I don't watch football like that, so all I know is that one of the teams on the Lions was talking to the ref saying that he's going to catch the ball, but then the ref didn't hear it, but it didn't count when he caught the ball, right?
So essentially, when you have those big dudes, the offensive linemen, they're not supposed to be able to catch the ball. But if you have an extra one out there, he technically can if you report to the referee beforehand. and the Lions were trying to fool the Cowboys. They were trying to pull some trickery, and they made it look like one guy was reporting, but it was actually another guy that was reporting. So they had two extra big guys out there, and instead of tricking Dallas, they tricked the refs. And the refs got confused on which guy was actually eligible. They thought it was the other guy reporting, and that's why the penalty was called. So, I mean, it's what you get when you try to fuck around.
I see. Because I've been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok talking about it. I kind of get it, but I didn't really get it. But I didn't know those rules apply to football, too, because I thought anybody could catch it.
I haven't been into football lately, too. But, why was it such a controversy though? I know that there was like a lot of people on. I haven't seen the game. I haven't watched it, but like, why was it such a controversy?
Because the ref didn't hear it or something.
So it was essentially just because it was the last play of the game.
Oh,
it was so the Lions drove down, they scored a touchdown, but they needed to tie the game. And instead of an extra point, just kicking the free extra point, they wanted to win the game, not tie it, and they wanted to go for two. And in this extra play to go for two, that's when they did the whole switcheroo and got penalized, moved back, still went for it again, got another penalty, still went for it again, and it was their own unraveling. They did it to themselves. They're Detroit. They knew what they were doing,
So they deserve to lose.
I think so. I feel like I'm in the minority in that, but I don't know. You kind of get what you get on that one.
Well, I find it interesting because, like this year I started watching football. I started taking it seriously because, I'm in fantasy football. And, I still don't really get how it works, but at least I won 7th place for fantasy football. Yeah.
I don't know how many.
I think there was 10. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Like I said, I don't really watch football like that. I try to watch it. I try to take it serious, but at least I won 7. Because last year, I was last. So, yeah. Yeah, moving up.
Aside from football, I think since, we're all really good friends, what's the funniest moment that you could think about that has ever happened within our friend group? Specifically, like I guess it could be any time during like elementary or I think middle school. I think we all started hanging out during middle school.
Yeah.
And like high school. But like I guess what is one thing or when or where, has the funniest thing has happened?
All right, there's two I can think of. I think one time was our sophomore year. It was Thanksgiving break. We had a half day. So our entire friend group decided to go to the Mall of America right afterwards. And then after that, we went back to our hometown and we went to go play basketball. And then one of our other friends, Andy, he said, "Watch me make this point." And then he tried doing some like fancy basketball trick and fell on the concrete and like busted up his hand and his knee. And then we all had to go to Walmart to find this kid bandages because he's trying to flex in front of us that he almost had to play basketball when he's probably one of the most least coordinated people we've ever seen touch us like any kind of sport. The second one is probably when it was just us four hanging out 2 years ago. We decided, hey, let's smoke a little bit of weed, and and then me not knowing my tolerance, might have smoked a little too much, and then I ended up kind of lifeless on the grass right outside this very house.
You smoked the whole thing by yourself. I think you did, man.
It wasn't the whole thing. It was a good amount though.
You brought the weed. I want that to be very clear. No one else brought weed except for you. And then you were like, "Hey guys, you want to spark up?" And then you were the first one laying in the grass eating dirt.
Yeah, it was not my brightest moment, but I don't look back on it and cringe. I look back on it and kind of laugh just because it's funny, and I knew that like I was in a pretty safe spot.
Yeah, that night was so much fun. I think it wasn't necessarily a moment, but more of a phase. Was middle school for Nevin.
Oh my gosh.
I bring this up quite constantly, but his Miley Cyrus haircut that he had.
It's not Miley Cyrus haircut.
It was a Miley. She had that haircut on in that Wrecking Ball music video. That's a Miley Cyrus haircut. All right. You had the shaved side, all the way down on the other, black fingernails the entire time.
Yeah, I didn't
You
have.
still have that. That's true.
I didn't have black fingernails. All right, I didn't want to do that back then. All right.
That was the line.
That was the line. All the chains. You had the chain
I had the
wallet.
chains.
You had
Still has a
everything.
ton of chains.
That is true. You're like 50. You got emo 50 Cent over here. You know?
I like that. I like that one. Go on.
That's like the one that comes to mind. Or when we were way too old to be playing around at an elementary school playground.
Yeah, we were playing frisbee.
Yeah, we were playing like Sandman. We were playing tag in like high school at a elementary school playground, and we got Andy, the uncoordinated, unathletic one, to try and jump over a swing.
Oh yeah.
We got him to jump over a swing, and halfway through, he just gave out and just back of the head on wood chips. All of us dying laughing, and he possibly had a concussion. I don't know.
Nevin, what about you?
Oh, I was gonna have you go, but
You go. Come on.
all right,
Come on.
all right. Me with Ethan. You remember? I'm pretty sure it was Halloween day, or not Halloween day, the day after Halloween or a week before Halloween. Remember when we used to live near each other, right, in middle school, and we were walking in the morning to school.
Oh
yeah. And it was dark, right? And we were walking, and we went to that hill, right? And then you turn around, you saw something, and then you freaked out, and then I freaked out, and then we ran all the way to school, and then there was another person behind us, and they were running too, because I think they were scared too. And then we ran to school, and then you said it was some guy that we knew, but I wasn't sure if it was him. But yeah, that was a funny moment.
No, so okay, I remember this day not very like clearly, but I do remember that we were walking and I turned around and it was super foggy that morning too. And for some reason he decides like when he's walking, he's right under a lamppost, so it looks like straight out of what's that one movie like on Elm Street? Nightmare on Elm Street. It looks exactly like the cover for that movie. So it looks like on Halloween there's this kid just standing under a light post in fog. And me and Evan are walking to school at like 6, 7 a.m. in the morning. So and on our way to on the way to school, we pass this abandoned house, and it's super creepy. So obviously those two things combined is just not good. So in my head, if I dust Nevin, I'm not gonna die. Nevin's gonna die, and I'm chilling. But yeah, I think that turned out to be like Nevin's neighbor or something.
No. There was Hmong people that moved in there, and they rebuilt it and made it look nicer.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah. And then let's see, funny moment with Nick was 5th grade when we were talking all that funny stuff. I don't remember what we were talking about, but it was funny.
It was just funny.
Yeah. And then with Mengxiang, it was during college when I took a CBD, and I was just out of it. I was just laughing the whole time, and I think I was singing a song, and then you were laughing too.
I don't remember. I remember you taking the CBD, but I just remember you're like laughing, giggling under your bed sheets, man, or your blanket. You're like, you know.
Yeah, I was laughing, man. I was just off it, man. But yeah, that's my funny moment with you. Go on, it's your turn.
Oh man, I think for me, I don't remember much. Not gonna lie, but I do remember. I don't think it's. I think I remember like the more of the moments that was like. I would like go back to the Mall of America moment where we were in the same car as Nick, and Nick was like, okay, so at the Mall of America.
I thought about this too.
The Mall of America has a ramp parking, so I think at a certain level you start going down, and that's when I think the ramp starts going downwards.
Like a roller coaster.
Yeah. And so
it goes up like this, right?
yeah. And so we're going down, and I remember this because you just got your license like that month. So we all didn't really know how to drive then, and I think you, Ethan, and Nick were the only two that like had your license.
Wait. Was this when I went to with Evan and Andy?
I think so.
Yeah, we had a
think
funny moment
so.
there too, but
But you guys were behind us. I think it was me.
Nick, Jonah,
Yeah.
and
oh, he was there.
someone else was there.
We were the only ones that were willing to drive on
Yeah.
I
the highway.
had
Yeah.
a license too.
Yeah,
I
none
remember.
of us
Oh,
wanted to drive
okay.
on the highway.
Yeah, and so we're going up, right? And and then for some reason you're like, "Oh my God, we're gonna fall off the cliff! We're gonna fall on the edge of the world!" and then like what? You started going down. You're, oh wait, no, we're good, we're good. And I just think that like that's like one of the more memorable like stuff that I remember. I think ever experiencing because I don't know. I feel like at the same time you were driving and you had like the power to take us all, but at the same time we all knew where it was going, but we didn't think about it. So.
Dude, the thing is, if you told me that about like, if you just told me that and you didn't tell me like when it happened, I would think it happened like a couple months ago, because Nick is always high. It's fucking crazy. Like it sounds like he's high when you're telling that story.
And I wasn't high. That was the one time. Okay, well, you know what I felt? I felt like I was an idiot kid learning to drive. That's what I felt like. Okay. I don't know. I cannot tell you. Like, I was 100% sober. I never did anything in high school. And it was just something about that cliff. Obviously not a fucking cliff. But going up that ramp and just, I don't know. I thought, like, Mall of America has collapsed. It's Olympus has fallen. This parking ramp is gonna send me straight to the depths of hell if I go over this thing. And yeah, great decision making by me.
Yeah, and that was during we were high school, right?
We
Senior
had to be
year?
sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Man. And we three were in avid too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, look at us now, and we're drinking.
We're drinking juice. What are you talking about?
All right. Speaking of drinking, where do you go eat after a hangover?
So it depends for me, right? It depends on like what I was drinking the day before and like who I was drinking with. Usually, if I was drinking with like you guys, I'll go get like a nice burger, like maybe Culver's, because I want something like super greasy. But if I'm drinking with like some college friends, usually we're drinking a lot of soju, a lot of like more Asian oriented drinks. I'll go get a nice bowl of pho, or, some Asian food. I feel like that always helps. But usually a burger.
Okay, but what restaurants?
What's the one in university? IFA?
There's one on Maryland, right next to Golden Harvest. Really? Those are two different things?
Yeah.
I thought they're the same thing.
No, I heard pho and IFA.
I don't know the one on University then.
Oh, okay. But yeah, usually me and my friends, we all go to the IFA because it's super cheap, and then there's like enough seating for everyone. So it's good to see everyone like wanting to throw up, and then some people do throw up in the bathroom, and then they eat their bowl of pho. But
Wait, they throw up in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, and then they come back and eat more?
Man,
I
those
think I'm the only one that's done that.
Oh.
I think that's called bulimia.
those employees must hate you guys then. Nick, you can go. What's a good place to eat after a hangover?
Culver's was the first thing that came to mind. After when we all went on that. Shut up.
Wait, when was this?
No, when we all went on the trip to Wisconsin, then we all got an Airbnb and got
Oh yeah,
absolutely
that was nice.
too smashed. So during this trip, we left one morning and we left at like 9 a.m. and I didn't stop drinking until like 4 a.m. And I think on the way home, I was so absolutely just hungover still that I just ate a Culver's burger, cheese curds on the way home, and I think I mashed it faster than I've mashed anything in my life. And now it's just been my go-to food.
Yeah, I had an opposite experience. We got Culver's on the way back from that trip too, and I took one bite and I had Nevin pull over on this highway so I could throw up. Like, yeah,
Yeah, it was just.
I just could not keep anything in my stomach, so I waited like 6 hours till I got home and after a nap. So I'm eating this like super cold Culver's in my bed, just like trying to recover from like any kind of alcohol poisoning I might have had.
I think I did not have any hangovers, surprisingly, for those 3 days until we came home.
That is such a lie.
That has to be capped.
I think it's because I was still drunk every time I woke up, though. No, that was it. I kept drinking like the next morning, like what we went there on Friday, and then we drank all night until like 6 a.m. and then woke up the next day, drank again Saturday, slept, woke up, drink the entire night, and then leave Monday morning.
The crazy thing about that trip is, all the girls, they're like, wow, the guys are all dying right now. Like, all of us were like constantly throwing up, except Nevin, because Nevin's the only one that knew how to like pace himself. But me, Nick, Mahjong, and our other friend just straight up died for 3 days straight. I woke up, I was feeling okay. Nick hands me a blunt. I mean, I was on vacation, so you know, I had to indulge a little bit.
When in Rome.
Yeah, so that trip. Yeah, you know, one thing memorable about that trip is when Mengzhang forgot ingredients for pho.
Piece of shit.
So we had to dump like a bunch of salt into that broth. And
Yeah, no, it was
I
pretty
had to
bad.
at least eat something because I was so hungry. So I just kept eating and eating. Yeah, true. But yeah, man, that trip was pretty fun.
Okay, you know, honestly, okay, yeah, it is my fault. I agree. It was my fault for forgetting like the ingredients, but at the same time, I thought that we all were gonna. I mean, okay, like us, our group, we brought that together, right? But I forgot the ingredients. But I thought that in total with everybody, we were gonna bring food together and make there together.
Yeah, that's what we did,
You know?
right?
Kind of. No, I feel like it was more of just like there was some group of people that like they brought food, right? Like just enough for breakfast. I think that was planned, right? But then I was like, okay, you know, why don't our group we bring this and this and this and make pho, which turned out pretty bad. But
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember eating anything else on that trip besides ramen noodles or chips.
No, the frozen pizzas too.
Oh, the frozen pizzas.
Remember?
There's a shitty little gas station like down. Okay, also the Airbnb we were at, it was like Mount Everest. It took so long to get up the fucking mountain.
Oh yeah.
It was so steep. If it was icy, we would have died.
Oh yeah, and it's Hickville over there, and there's one little gas station, and you know the resident white person here
Yes.
is like everyone's like, okay, you have to go down there and get frozen pizzas
Of course,
because I'm
you
not gonna
have
get,
to.
I'm not gonna do that, all right. So I had to go talk to Jim Bob, and I had to get us some frozen pizzas, all right. And those are actually pretty good. I think those are the only thing I ate the entire time.
But it was such a long ride down there, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I had like, it was going downhill the entire time, getting to the gas station, which was terrifying. You're just holding the brakes, especially because I'm in like a huge ass Escalade that just was not fit. It was not the right moves.
Yeah. Next time we gotta prepare, all right? Because we cannot do that again.
I remember eating ice cream too.
Oh,
We
okay,
had
continue.
ice cream that like one of the nights. We had ice cream that one night. We had ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I remember distinctly. I think it was when you two were in the theater room.
Me,
Yeah,
Ethan.
You two. Yeah, you two were in the theater room.
Nick just smoked me up. I was high as the fucking sky, bro. I feel like fucking Snoop Dogg walking in there. Like I thought I was gonna lay a beat down, but then you're watching Man from Toronto in the theater, and I sit down and I'm like, yo, this movie's kind of good. And then Mahjong walks in like, what the fuck are you guys doing down here?
Yeah. Okay, I remember that. I was in there first alone because I was like so tired, and I just put on Man from Toronto, and then Ethan came in, and then yeah. Explain, Nick. What did you see?
No. This was my biggest grievance for the entire goddamn trip. All right. So it's a party. There's like 12 or so of us there. We're all partying. We're all taking shots. We're all playing beer pong. We're all playing games somewhere, at least in a clique. No. Where's Nevin? Can anyone find Nevin? No one can find Nevin because there's a home theater and he is by his goddamn self watching Man from Toronto and watching any other random ass movie the entire trip. He's watching Bruce Lee movies. No one knows where he's at the entire time. He's got joints and he's got movies. Okay, he's happy by himself. Everyone else can just, go screw themselves.
Hey, I was enjoying myself, okay?
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
I
was
bet
gonna
you
go
were.
to sleep too until people came in, And god damn, man, had to ruin my moment. Sheesh.
Oh yeah, last thing about the trip. Last
Okay.
thing.
Yep.
I think we played such a scary game of beer pong. Or cup pong, man. We played such a scary ass game.
If you're a bitch, just say so.
No, I'm saying overall, like, just I think just us three and then Evan, us four playing it. What each cup was?
One shot.
No, it was half a shot.
No, it was one shot.
I thought it was half a shot.
No, because it was 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m.
We played at 9 a.m.
It's 9 a.m. and I'm like, yo, I'm a little too sober for this. So, do you want to play beer pong for shots, shot for cup? And you said yeah. So immediately, I beat you 10-1.
It was not 10-1.
It was totally 10-1.
It was not 10-1.
Okay, well I was sober
I
by
was
the.
pretty close to beating you, but you beat me.
You were
because-
pretty buzzed by the end of the game.
It was definitely 10-1 because I wanted to play Mahjong afterwards because like, easy dub. I got this. Ethan just ran through him. And then that's when I found out I was really bad at beer pong.
Yeah, and then Nick played me. Okay, I don't want to like toot my own horn. I feel like I'm pretty good at beer pong, or I was, because I was shitting on most of you guys pretty easily.
And then let's continue the main topic. All right, where do you go eat after a hangover? You go Mahjong.
Yeah, pho or just a burger place. Honestly.
Yeah, but what restaurants?
I would say, like for my burger list, it would have to be either Culver's, Five Guys. Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Or for burgers. For pho, I would say it's iPho on University Avenue, and then or else it has to be iHeart for on Maryland or Arcade. You know that entrance.
okay.
Yeah,
How do you guys eat burgers when it's so oily and you're hungover?
It's because it's oily that we eat them.
All
like-
that grease.
Like the carbs, the burger meat, soaking up all the alcohol.
But I rather like eat something that's soupy, you know, like pho. And I think one of my favorite pho restaurants is Pho 400. That's a good pho place, and they have a lot of options.
You know, I remember with living with you at the dorms, you are knowing that you are a very picky eater. I think like that's why you ask.
Damn!
That's why you ask why burgers are so oily. But I get it though. I get it. It's oily, but I do think that I like to think that it soaks up everything,
Yes.
like all the toxins. You know.
No, the best hangover cure, a double Bloody Mary. Just get more
You-
drunk.
You are crazy.
Because if you're drunk, you can't be hungover.
Okay. Oh wait. Okay, going back to the trip though, I remember
Oh no.
there was a person. They were gonna give me Tylenol or whatever to eat after I was gonna go to sleep, and I was like, "You're not supposed to eat medicine after." Yeah, you're not supposed to eat medicine after you're drinking or after a hangover. That's not what you're supposed to do, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it thins your blood out, like especially when you're drinking, so you'll just get drunker quicker. But I mean, I've taken ibuprofen like the morning after for a hangover. I didn't know that was bad.
Well, did it help?
Yeah, I mean, it got rid of the headache.
I don't know. I read online that you're not supposed to do that because if you mix alcohol with medicine, that's not good.
Yeah, I like to think that you should wait at least 4 hours. I think that's usually the guidelines that what like typical over the counter medicine they tell you to do.
I mean, for me, when I'm super hungover, usually like a nap at like 12, that usually cures it for me. Taking medicine, it just makes it worse. It upsets my stomach and I throw up more.
Oh yeah, for sure. A nap will work for sure. But
Moving on from hangover cures and our trip to Wisconsin.
yeah, let's talk about Minnesota since you guys are all born here, right? Yeah, but I was born in Wisconsin, but I consider myself a Minnesotan. Okay, because I came here when I was like 3 or 4. So what we're gonna do is play a game. All right, a short game. Are you a true Minnesotan? All right. Now, welcome to the Late Night Talks game show. All right. So, the game is called Are You a True Minnesotan? Now, there's going to be a prize at the end. Now, I have 3 questions. All right?
I have one of them.
Oh, okay. Meng Zheng has one. All right, Meng Zheng's going to go first. Ask the question.
All right, Nick and Ethan, are you ready?
No.
Okay. Well, anyways, whoever says the answer first.
Wait, we're not dinging?
Huh?
We're not gonna ding?
No, we're not gonna ding.
whoever
Oh,
says it
okay,
first.
okay.
Whoever says it first gets a point. If you both tie, you do rock paper scissors shoot, and you only play it once.
Well,
And
that's just not fair.
That's just. I mean, I'm gonna win.
Yeah. Are you gonna let him win?
He has race advantage.
100%.
Okay.
If I don't win this game, I think I can't be a white person.
And so whoever gets the most points, Nevin has a special prize for you.
Yeah.
Very special. He will give it to you himself. But anyways,
Bet. Is it like?
okay.
First question.
I don't want
First
to win
question.
anymore.
First question: what is Minnesota's state flower?
State flower? Which
Sunflower?
it's a dandelion.
That's a weed, dog.
I know weed. Okay, that's not weed.
I was going to.
Orchid.
A what?
Orchid.
Oh, no, it's not.
Do you guys even know this? If you hadn't, Google it.
Now we know.
No,
Now we
you
know.
don't. Don't lie.
We just Googled it.
Yeah. That's
All right, do you guys
That's what I
do you guys want to admit defeat?
yeah.
Give us the first. Give us the first letter.
Well, we'll give you the color of it.
That doesn't help,
That doesn't help. Okay.
Do I look like a florist to you?
dude. When my girlfriend asks me to buy her flower, I buy her roses because that's the only one I know.
Okay. You want the first or the last one?
Words? There's 3
Last.
words.
The last one, Ethan.
Last.
Okay. What about you, Nick? The middle.
The middle.
You have to choose one. You both have to come up with one.
Just do the last one.
Slippers. That is the last one.
The lady slipper.
What's yours?
What's yours?
What's yours, Nick? Nick, what's yours?
Say it.
The blue slipper?
Oh, well, we'll give half a point.
What?
You
Two.
guys get yeah.
Well, we'll get half a point to you guys.
What is it?
It was Shoei's lady slippers.
I should have got. There's no way. There's no way Nick should have got any of that.
We'll get 3/4 to Ethan. You'll get half. I think that's
That's
fair.
valid. That's valid.
fair.
That's
That
doing
is
too
fair.
much.
Or
That's doing way too much. Half a point, no point.
yeah.
There you go.
Oh, okay. We'll do half and no point. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to give you some.
The only word
you
I
know.
got was the word you gave me.
All right, I'll say the next one. All right, next question. All right, what mineral does Minnesota produce the most?
Coal.
That's what I was going to say.
No.
Iron ore.
Yes, there we go.
No way! No way!
Minnesota is the leading producer of iron ore.
Bro, Minecraft coming in clutch right now.
Well, yeah, I use Minecraft too.
All right, Meng Zhang, say the next question.
What is the most known hospital in Minnesota?
Regions. No, male.
There we go. All right.
My family are doctors, bitch.
1/2 to 1. All right, last question. Where is the 5th most populated area in Minnesota?
The 5th?
Yes, the 5th.
Mankato.
No.
Rochester.
No.
Duluth.
Yeah! Ethan got it. Ethan wins.
I was just going to wait for him to keep saying no.
Come on, man.
And then
It's too easy,
Yeah,
man.
let me tell.
last one.
Let me tell you guys this. It's more populated than Brooklyn Center, I think. Yeah, Brooklyn Park or Brooklyn Center. By like 200. All right, so today Ethan won Native Body Wash.
Body wash.
Coastal Oak and Amber.
Nice.
Before we start the real game, I have a character that I really want to introduce for this podcast, and it's going to be a staple for this podcast. His name is Banana Duck, but his nickname can be BD. But I think he prefers to be called Banana Duck.
No.
Right?
He prefers BD.
He
He wants BD. Trust me, he wants BD. Trust me. Someone whose name is Nick rhymes with something else. He wants BD. He wants BD. BD?
No. Yeah, let's have BD introduce himself. What do you think of my place?
You already said my name, and this place is trash.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, thank you. I guess that's kind of a little bit rude, but
Y'all said I smoke weed? Y'all said I smoke
All
weed?
right. He's gonna chill over here for now. So, just
Yeah, put me down. Leave me the fuck alone.
He's gonna go
yeah,
to sleep.
I wanna go to sleep.
don't mind us. All right.
All right.
He can be circumcised and uncircumcised if you move the flaps.
Moving on with the next topic, and before we finish it off, for everybody else, our audience to see who we are, and then also to see our close friends with us too. We are going to be playing a game. This is not sponsored.
No way.
It is called. It is called. If you do want to sponsor, but it is called Let's Get Deep Friends Edition. All right. So the way to play this game, it's very similar to, like the other games, like this.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What else? What else?
Holds up the smallest piece of paper ever, throws it on the ground. You saw.
Yeah. We're not sponsored, so everybody will. When it's your turn, you will pull a card, and then we'll go around each. If you cannot say it, or if you refuse to say it, then you have to drink more juice.
Yeah. Drink more juice.
Right?
Oh yeah, all that juice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mangjang can start first, and then we'll go around here.
Nothing like some good vitamin D. Right,
Yep.
BD?
So I will go first, and then we'll each pass the mic, right? All right. The question is: do you prefer people coming over, or do you prefer going to someone else's place, and why?
Oh, I can go. I like people coming over, especially if it's to drink, just because I don't have to drive. That way I can get more plastered. Also, I'm a little more comfortable in my own home.
Yeah, and especially as someone who's maybe possibly sparking a couple things during the hangout, I do like to be in my own home because I don't want to, I feel bad making anyone else's house smell or the threat of messing anybody's house up if I get too messed up. Like, I don't care if I throw up on my own carpet. That's my carpet, all right?
Yeah, for me, I definitely prefer staying home. I'd rather get drunk here and sleep here. Mangjang looks like he's struggling. But yeah, I just prefer at home. I don't want to drive back home drunk.
I'll answer for Mangjang.
All right.
He no. He prefers going to other people's houses because he's an absolute animal. He's an absolute savage.
And he's also single.
Yes.
Yes.
See, he wants to go to other people's houses and take your sister. All right. You need to watch out for him.
Over age, of course.
Over 18.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, for sure.
over 18.
Yeah,
I'm
come
not
on.
being weird.
Come on.
No. You don't get to talk.
Oh, wait.
I got this for you.
It's my turn.
No.
It's my turn.
I'm your voice right now. I'm speaking for you. All right. I'm your representation here.
Okay.
All right. He wants to get absolutely plastered and put a hole in your wall. Okay. Like, you thought only white people could be named Kyle.
What Nick said, I guess. Here. So I was looking through it, and there's deep, deeper, and then there's icebreakers. So we'll go deeper.
That's what she said.
What's the wildest thing you've done in the bedroom? Mangjang, you first, weirdo.
My juice. I'm gonna drink my
this
juice.
one for you too, because I have
Hey,
an
you
answer for
cannot.
All right.
You cannot.
I have an answer for
Okay,
you.
but I have an answer for you though.
Oh.
No, you can't talk about that. It was just a me and you thing. You said you'd tell no one.
Answer on answer.
Oh, you want me to answer?
Oh, well, it's up to you. Well, you don't have to answer this one. You drew it. So it's done.
My girlfriend said I can't answer this one, especially since a lot of people that listen
move.
to this right now
Good move.
probably wouldn't have. She probably knows them, so
Good move. Actually, next question. We're gonna skip that one.
So we're gonna start a new round. We just all basically picked a couple of cards that were in our group, and then we're just gonna go through it. Same rules apply.
if you had to marry one of your friends, who would you choose and why?
You can speak on this one first.
Thank God I don't have to answer this one.
One friend to marry.
Yeah.
I feel like Nevin would be a really good housewife.
Well, hey.
I don't know. I have a really good feeling that I would come home and Nevin would have like a fully cooked meal and a martini waiting for me.
Wow.
You know, and like possibly in a like a maybe a
That is-
sundress.
That's pretty sus, man. I'm not even.
Maybe, maybe like a bib that he's got on, or maybe an apron. Yeah, he's got an apron on. Oh, get me riled up.
That's pretty sus.
Get him back with that Miley Cyrus haircut. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah.
Oh, Nevin, why don't you?
Got you stumbling. Got you tripping.
None of you
Got you
guys.
stumbling.
2 single people here, and how long you been dating
Hey,
your
being
girlfriend?
relationship status doesn't work right now.
Yeah, that wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
That was an unfair shot. I feel like that was rude.
Yeah.
Oh, you
single
know.
people
All
over
right.
here.
You know what? I'm gonna choose.
Uh,
I'm gonna choose Nick, because he's just gonna work all the time. He's gonna keep paying me or paying the bills.
I told you he'd be a good housewife.
Yeah, he's gonna abuse me too.
But in a way that you like.
Wait.
Hey, I'm passing it on.
I don't have to answer this. This is my question.
No, you
yeah.
have to answer it.
Oh, really?
Just answer it.
If we're going by Hmong standards, Hmong knows all the tradition. Nevin, what's the word when it's like? I forgot what it was. It's like whenever an OG calls like a girl like like she's ready to be a wife.
I don't know.
It's I think it's Nyakopa.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah,
Oh yeah, Nakupa. I knew that.
yeah. Of course, Nick.
It's not
but it's
I get it.
yeah, but it's like
It's like a funny saying.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a funny saying of like when typically when Hmong men go marry Hmong women, they would have to pay a dowry.
Wait,
Like you pay 10K to the family.
Like you remember how like people used to buy people? It's a similar concept, except for marriage.
Wait, hold on. Here, let me fix the way that you format it. So the reason why, okay, here's a little history.
You're kind of buying them out of their family.
You're
like-
no, okay. You're not buying. You're
Okay,
giving
cut.
instead of like you're buying someone. It's not in that concept. I think it's more the concept of, oh, like because your son is marrying their daughter and you're taking them away from their family, like to compensate for that, we are going to give you this X amount of money or like the 10K or 5K because because you are losing one person to like provide for that family. Then we're trying to give you this to compensate for that. But at the same time, we know it's not enough to compensate for like that person because they bring more value. But this is like they are going to join our family to provide for us now.
2 questions.
Yeah.
Okay. One is that like that's still a thing that happens modern day. Like if you were to marry into a different family, you'd expect to have to give at least $5,000.
So
It depends on the
yeah,
family.
it depends on the family. Like for example, if your son right marries like a girl in the future, let's say like your mom, like for example, then basically like if they dated for like 8 years, 10 years, and they got to like this is like hypothetical, we don't know, but if they like got to know the family really well throughout those times and everything, and then like basically the head of the household, the one who basically makes the decisions in the household, then they can make the decision of, oh, it's like you don't have to pay this, like our daughter, we know you and we know your family and you're you can marry our daughter just as it is, like regular, like just a regular wedding.
Second question, is the money like straight up paid to the family, or is it like put towards the wedding, or is it like put in like a savings, or is it like
It depends on how the parents want to go about it. I know some weddings where the parents have given it to the bride and groom to help them start their new life. But then I also know that some parents use it to like just for their own families.
Yeah, so I agree with that too. And it's also that the majority of the time, even though they're given that money, the daughter's family, they still provide money to do the wedding too. So it's basically like you're using that at the same time, or else like the groom or the bride, they get it too. But it all depends on like how they all talk about it pretty much. Yeah.
All right, it's my turn. Okay, what has been a constant in your life?
What has been a constant?
Yeah.
A constant, like.
I just ask what has
Oh.
been. I guess I would say my emo phase. Not my phase, but the music.
Oh.
You know, the metal music. You know, I love that shit. But go on.
See, there's a couple things that are constant in my life, but okay, I'll do like top 3. 1, cheesy friends. Obviously, our group of friends has always been constant. We've known each other since elementary school, so obviously. 2, Naruto. Naruto, to this day, is the best anime of all time, and I live my life through the lessons I learned. 3, just video games in general. Those are always a good way for me to decompress and just kind of vibe.
Oh yeah, I mean, piggybacking off the Naruto, I mean, just any show we don't start new shows out here, okay? We piggyback and we just watch the same exact shows over and over again, and that's my constant in life. Just, hey, Naruto's always there. Family Guy, always there. Always there.
True. We don't want to move on to the next, generation of Boruto. That trash.
So does I.
It's trash. Like.
1% that's okay.
The Naruto parts are good.
Hey, who doesn't watch anime here?
I thought you said that.
They all looked at me.
I think for me, it would have to be, like I agree with Ethan too. I think definitely the Friends, and then definitely I know that, I said this on the last episode. I occasionally play games, but I play games to decompress
Okay,
as well too.
hold on. I want to speak on this because I saw this short. I saw this short that he plays games only once in a while. I play games with this. I've played games with him every night for the last, I think, 3 months for hours, from 8 p.m. to like 2 a.m. We play either League of Legends or Apex.
Occasionally.
That's occasional.
This is my evidence right here. All right.
Occasionally, every
Every day at the dorm. All right. All I would hear is him and Ethan and them playing games, and it was so loud, and it would ruin my sleep.
Yeah, no. But I would say
Exactly.
occasionally. I would still keep that occasionally play.
What is your definition of occasionally?
It's a good question.
Dude,
that's for another.
on.
That's enough for another episode. But the last thing, I think I consistently try to stay. I think with this podcast too, I think I try to stay as creative as I could consistently, and then try to just bring new stuff to Nevin, and same thing with Nevin and I too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
How many times have you been in love?
I'll start, and then we'll go this way. All right.
Nevin's been 5 times.
I don't think so. I don't.
You see, if you zoom in on his finger, he was like 1, 2, 10.
I don't know. Am I counting elementary?
I mean, you said you were.
It's whatever love means to you.
All right, then that's once, because my girlfriend right now. All right, that's real love. That's real love.
Just want to be very clear here. What was it, 5th grade, when Nevin was telling us he's in love with every single girl possible?
Also, in 5th grade, when Nevin went to the bathroom with a specific other student,
Other student?
and certain events transpired that a 5th grader should not be indulging in.
What are you talking about? We were 5th graders, and nothing happened. Okay. Nothing happened.
Yeah, Mom, nothing happened.
Whatever you say, bud. Anyways, I think truly in love, it's only one. Megan, I know you're listening to this, so I love
Where's my
you.
gold star?
Yeah, only one love. Actually, no. Everything else I think was just like stupid, fake, teenage, whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever I think love was.
Alright. When you're in love, you're in love. And I'm in love for the very, very first time.
I am in love with every single one of you guys, so I don't know what you're talking
It's kind of
about.
sus, but okay.
It's not sus if you have socks on.
I think, we're single now. We can say
Whoa,
whatever.
whoa!
We can say whatever
You
we
said
want.
we're not single. You two are.
He looked at me.
Yeah, I said
Okay.
we.
Yeah.
You
Ain't
should
nobody
be.
like
You
you
should be
guys.
more Pacific.
Hey, I said we. Look at BD. We.
Hey, BD's my side piece.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
dating. All right, we ain't
Yeah.
dating.
But I think I like to think that I thought that I was in love. Or I think that I was in love.
Wait, Nick, you kind of didn't answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's once if we're being real, but like, I don't know. I do love you guys. I love you guys so much.
Okay.
Next
Okay. Friendship wise, I guess, but.
Now everyone's trying to make me feel like I'm weird. Okay, no.
Okay.
Me and Nevin will cuddle any day of the week. If there's no
Anyway.
cameras,
This is the last one.
Yeah.
Last one.
what important life lessons have you learned from being single? Well, screw that half of the room.
Yeah, come on.
What have we learned from being single?
we were single once.
Yeah, we were single once.
Wait, Nevin has never been single. First of all,
Yeah.
no. Nevin, since the 5th grade, Nevin has not been
No,
single.
I feel like he has.
No, Nevin is.
For like a good month.
That's
You
exaggerated.
guys are so mean.
No.
Like, I don't know. Every time he was single, he would be like, "Who's breathing my direction?"
Oh no, this is 100% true. Okay, every single time. I feel like I am very recently single, so I've enjoyed it. What did I learn from being single? I'm learning how many hours you can sink into video games when you are all alone. That is and it's not a bad thing. All right, 200 hours into Baldur's Gate. That's not a bad thing.
Oh shit! Yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Dude.
Oh shit! God damn.
Yeah, and they're gonna play games occasionally.
Hey, Baldur's Gate, you can't play co-op.
What'd you say?
You can? Oh well, I never had it.
Exactly.
a party together, buddy.
Occasionally play.
Okay,
Go
but
on.
I think what I learned about being single is that I think you work a lot on yourself. I think when you got in here, we were like, damn, you got more fit. Like you got, more toned. You're like skinnier and, you look
I know he looks the same.
better.
Thank you.
Facts.
Well, both. I mean, I don't know.
And then I also think that you get to focus on stuff that you didn't get time to do because you were in a relationship, and you had to do the other thing, or like basically other things with your significant other.
Yeah. You have a responsibility to your significant other when you're with somebody, to whereas when you're by yourself, you get to just worry about your own needs.
Right.
And it is nice.
See,
Right.
my thing is, I feel like when you're in a relationship, you should be able to focus on your own things outside of the relationship, and that's how you both grow individually and together.
Definitely, I agree with Ethan.
Well, great take. I'm glad you added
Good
so
to
much.
know.
When you have the right partner, all right, and when you two can do your own hobbies and your own thing, then that's perfect.
So give an example of that then. Like, what do you and your partner do separately? That,
So,
like do you
for
each have
example,
your own hobbies? Or?
yes, for example, this podcast, and also the writing of the music that I've been doing. And for her, she's been focusing more on doing esthetician stuff. So she's trying to figure out having her own business too after when she's done working at her job. So yeah, that's really it.
So how do you balance going for your own needs and working towards your own goals as well as working towards hers in a way that works for both of you?
It's all about communication. As long as you are, just communicating. And if you're gonna, go on dates once a week, then plan it out, or twice a week. It doesn't matter. It's really about just communicating and letting each other know if you're gonna be busy or not, and just communicating in general. Yeah.
Just saying, we're all three of us. We're still waiting for them to get married. Like we've been waiting. It's like
It's been a fat minute.
yeah.
And they are gonna help me drink. Let's go.
Yeah, it's really just like how to do things on your own without having to like rely on someone, which I feel like when you get into a relationship, it's kind of hard that you actually have someone you can rely on. So finding that right balance of like doing your own thing, but also making sure that they feel they're wanted was definitely a learning curve. But I guess just being independent is something that is a skill I built up over time.
I think the last official one. Ethan, why don't you draw it? Yeah.
What was the last thing you did that made you feel like a kid again?
So I think it was a Labor Day party very recently that Nevin had here.
Wait, Labor Day?
Was it Labor Day?
Was it last year?
No, it was a couple months ago when we had lamb.
Oh, it was my fantasy football
Okay.
celebration.
So
We had goat.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh, goat. Okay.
Spicy.
Yeah, very, very spicy. All right, very, very spicy. Okay. Last time I felt like a child was there because I had about 17 different adults trying to teach me how to play spades. And I felt like my dad was trying to teach me math homework again. And everyone's just screaming at me, My partner's over here. That's not the right number. What are you doing? Okay. All right. I felt like a child. I felt like an idiot. I still did not understand after an hour. And I just got yelled at the entire time. So it was a really good throwback to childhood there. I appreciated it.
I think it was sending my parents to the airport. It just happened recently this week, where I felt like, because I think about ever since I was from 6 to 10. I think during those years, my parents went to Laos every December, because back in Laos, that's where a lot of my relatives are still at, and then they do the Hmong New Year there too, or that's around the time they would do it, and then yeah, they would go there, and then they would spend about, I think, a good month there, and then they would come back. And so I think it was just experiencing sending them to the airport and stuff like that. It was just that feeling of nostalgia of we're they're going back there again, and we're visiting family, and then they're gonna come back again. Yeah.
For me, it was during New Year's Eve. We were playing poker with the poker chips, and I used to have a MySpace back then. When I was what?
I have a MySpace.
I did. I had a
did not.
I had a MySpace in 4th grade. And
Yeah. What was your birth year on your MySpace?
I'm not
account?
gonna. But in MySpace, you could play games, right? And you could play Zynga poker.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned how to play Texas Hold'em. And so on New Year's,
Degenerate. In 4th grade on MySpace playing poker.
and then on New Year's Eve, we were playing Texas Hold'em, and I won every single game. So that reminded me of my MySpace days. And now off to Ethan, the last answer, and then we're gonna close it off.
I think the last time I felt like a kid, it's been a while, but I think it was recently. I got pretty sick, and I obviously didn't have the energy to get up and go around. And after living on campus for college and moving back home, I had access to home cooked food, and my mom knew I wasn't feeling too hot, so she made me some nice homemade soup. So I guess just that feeling of being at home, having your mom make food for you, pretty nice. And it tasted way better than anything I would have made. So
Follow-up question. What's it like to have loving parents?
it's pretty good. Not having to go switch houses every weekend. I mean, no flex, but
Damn. Okay. All right. We're gonna close it out right here. Thank you for listening to the Late Night Podcast. I am your host, Nevin,
And I am your other host, Mong Zhang.
and these are our guests.
Ethan.
Big Dick Nick.
Okay, we'll add that in. All right.
But
Thank you for listening to the Late Night Talks, and we hope you have
have
a good night.